Good morning. We're going to be canning those cherry plums that I pulled off of a tree off that roadside. So stay tuned. Good morning. I'm your host Jerry Hansen, and this is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're in the kitchen this morning, and we're going to be making these cherry plums into a cherry plum jam, and we'll be canning them. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take my plum cherries, or my cherry plums, and put them in my stock pot. And we're going to boil them down, and then we'll harvest the stones out of them, separate the stones from the plums. Now to this pot, this is 30 cups of cherry plums. So we're just going to add 2 cups of water, and we're going to turn it on, and we're going to create a boil, and we're going to let those cook down to their own juices. Then you want to sterilize your jars. So I'm just going to put them in a hot oven. And bake them about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 250 centigrade, and for about 10 minutes. And then we check on the fruit. It's starting to boil down. You see how that fruit is now softening, and we'll be able to retrieve the stones out of there much better. Now there's only about a cup of water in here for that amount of plums that I've got. So we're going to get that all boiled down into their own juices. Now I'm just going to put this on a simmer until the plums are completely broken down. We have those jars in the oven. We're going to bake them for about 10 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll kill any bacteria, and this is after we washed them with soap, water, and rinsed. And what I'm doing here is processing the fruit into the sieve so I can separate the stones out, and we're actually collecting just juice, so this is going to end up as jelly. For this recipe, I'm going to add 1 whole package of the Sugar gel to the contents of this, and we're going to bring this to a boil and add sugar. There's 2. There's 4. There's 6. And there's 8. So that's 8 cups of sugar that we're adding to the volume of fruit that we had processed out of those plums. Now I went ahead and sieved the plums because I wanted to get all the stones out of them, and there were so many plums I didn't want to sit there and pick through each and every one of them trying to grab each and every stone, because I don't want to eat a jelly and peanut butter sandwich and end up breaking my teeth again on a stone, because the other day I was eating some of that fruit right off the tree at the roadside I was harvesting, and I broke my teeth. Ugh. So I have a 2 o'clock dentist appointment today. I'm going to go get my teeth fixed. So that's why I'm being extra careful about processing all of the seeds out of this, all the stones. So this is going to be more like a jelly than a jam. Look at that. Nice red color. That was only, for that volume, it was 30 cups of cherries, plums, and then I added 1 cup of water to the mixture to boil it down. Once I boiled it down, I went ahead and separated the seeds through the sieve like I demonstrated earlier. And now, right now, I added 8 cups of sugar to the volume of fluid that I ended up sieving through. And we're going to be waiting for it to come to a boil. We're going to cook it to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And I also added the pectin to that. So that's all. There's just basically 4 ingredients: the fruit, just a little bit of water to keep it from sticking and burning to the bottom of the pan. And then your sugar and pectin. And that's it for making jelly. And anybody could do this on their stovetop with the pans that they have. They don't really need anything special to do this. So the jars are sanitized and the rings are clean. I just got to get a towel to put my jars on, and then the lids, I have to put them in some boiling water to sterilize them some more. We just need to bring this to a hard boil and bring the temperature up to 220 degrees. It's time to put these things in the jars, so let's do this. I want a 1/2 inch of head space. That rendered exactly 20 jars. These are 1 pint jars. Now we just have to wipe any debris that's on the lids. Time to put the lids on. Now I had set these lids in hot boiling water to soften the seal, and then as the contents of this cools, it'll create a vacuum. I did add a little bit of lemon juice to the contents of this the pot while I was boiling it. We're also going to put some rings on. And you just want your rings hand tight. So I have 20 jars from those plums. Okay, now it's time to do the water bath of the canning process. So we're just going to sink all those jars into a pot of hot boiling water, about 2 inches of water over the top of those jars. And we're going to let them boil. When they come to a boil, we're going to boil them for about 15 minutes. I want to make a note here. At this point, this pot right here came with a set of 4 with 4 lids. I picked them up from Harbor Freight. They are stainless steel. Now, I took the lid of the next smaller pan, turned it upside down, put it in the bottom, and the jars are now sitting on top of that lid to keep the jars separated from the bottom of the pan that is in contact with the heat. Because the direct heat on the bottom of the pan might cause the jars to burst. So that is just an extra insulating factor that I built into there. Now you can choose not to water bath them instead, but you have to refrigerate them to keep the bacteria from growing, to keep your food safe. Now that they're finished, we're going to remove them and set them on the towel. One lid already popped. That was fast. Okay, the mess is cleaned up, the dishes are clean, and the jam is sitting there cooling. So I gotta go out and tend the animals because it's their breakfast time. It is now about 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'll be back. So I got my jam sitting here and it's cooling and setting up, and then I'll have jelly. We'll go ahead and put it in the pantry. And also, I got my smile fixed, see? I went to my dentist and he did a wonderful job at fixing my teeth this afternoon. So that's it on canning cherry plum jelly or jam. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I want to thank you guys for coming and viewing my channel and learning how to can. This is the first time I've canned wild cherry plum jam. I went and harvested the wild plums, and then there's another video, a couple of videos back, you can see on me harvesting them and whatnot. So please subscribe, it's free. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on another video. Bye bye.